There are Taylor limited edition guitars, and then there are Taylor limited edition guitars. And this limited edition 914 CE with Koa and Sinker Redwood falls into that latter category. We're going to tell you all about it, so stay tuned. Hey, you're watching Alamo Music TV. My name's Chris McKee.
And I'm Cooper Greenberg.
We're here with the Alamo Music Center in San Antonio, Texas. You can find us online at alamomusic.com. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, and like our videos. If you want to support the channel, visit our spring store link below for custom swag, and check out Cooper and my podcast, the Fretboard Confessional, wherever you subscribe to podcasts. This is like the upper echelon Taylor, and let's find some crazy, beautiful, exotic tone woods and create a limited edition. I'm pretty sure that's how the meeting went.
Yeah.
So this is a 914 CE, which, you know, I'm a fan of because I own a 914 CE. It's one of my favorite guitars. And they have done a limited edition with this awesome model featuring a Sinker Redwood top, specially chosen for its grain pattern on these. And, yikes, beautiful AA flamed Koa back and sides.
Yeah.
With a beautiful, very subtle edge burst to it.
It's the private reserve right there.
This is a gorgeous guitar. So it's absolutely beautiful. It has all of those typical 914 CE specs. Mm-hmm. So we've got, and this is actually one of my favorite features on any Taylor guitar because the purfling that is on these guitars is Koa. And it frames this contrast of abalone and Koa and ebony along the edge of the top, which I always find just beautiful. And I love how they frame the fretboard with it. And they frame the headstock with it. It's just, I was thinking about the other day, that's just one of the most beautiful kind of inlay patterns and purfling and things that Taylor does. So you've got a Sinker Redwood top. They have sorted these and chosen these specifically for these models for a striped appearance and coloration.
The color variation is unreal.
Yeah. And they've chosen it to go with the Koa back and sides really well. You've got your typical abalone border, abalone fret extension, abalone rosette, the abalone Ascension inlay up the ebony fingerboard, up to the Ascension inlay up at the headstock with the gold Goto tuners and that Koa purfling that I was talking about a moment ago. It's got a beautiful back strap of rosewood, right? Or ebony?
Ebony, yeah.
On the headstock with, again, those anti-gold Goto tuners. Those are awesome.
The only way to go.
And then all of this ebony and Koa purfling frame the back and sides of upgraded AA Koa. That is really, really gorgeous. In this particular case, it's a nice four-piece back.
The four-piece back, and it's crazy because you got the wedge, and then the coloration of that Koa almost makes it look like it's glowing out from under the wedge.
It does. You know what's crazy? Cool. I had to look real. So a good friend of ours, who I think might get this guitar, I was thinking about him because he loves four-piece backs, and I was looking at this and I was like, I think it's a four-piece back. Is it a four-piece? You had to look really, really closely, but It is indeed a four-piece back. Just absolutely stunning. The edge burst that they've done to accentuate the Koa is extremely subtle, and I like how they've done it on the neck as well. Going up the mahogany neck, it's just this subtle edge burst.
It's a good look.
Absolutely beautiful.
I mean, it's almost like some nice, cool version of a presentation series. Like, it's not quite the presentation with the everything, but it's got the perfect bones of a presentation series, especially with the Sinker, the absolute best Koa that you can find, and you know it's going to sound fantastic. But I feel like we were talking to somebody recently who was really looking for PS14, and then they came out with this little idea, and it's like, well, dude, how do you pass this one up? It's several $1,000s less than getting a presentation series, but the parts that are really the important things, I guess, to me, being the perfect Sinker Redwood top, the crazy Koa, I mean, even the back and sides.
Yeah.
I mean, the side pieces are wild. It's the tightest flame. But, I mean, it's got all the pieces there, and if you want the extra bling, then wait for a PS14, because that's pretty cool, too.
But I've always found that the 900 series is, like, tasteful without being ostentatious.
I love the no pick guard.
Yeah, there's no pick guard. It's very clean. It's got the beautiful radiused armrest, so it's extremely comfortable to play. And this is a really interesting pairing that they've chosen to do. I don't know that I've often seen Sinker Redwood with Koa, but I find it to be a nice pairing. Now, my sister-in-law has an old K14 CE, that I think I've talked about before. And that's a really nice pairing. It's koa and cedar from back in the early 2000s. I think it's a 2000 model that she has. And the pairing's very, very nice. This is kind of like that, but with a little bit more guts to it because it's Sinker Redwood versus cedar. So what you're going to expect is that Sinker Redwood as a top wood has this really nice response to it. It's a lot like cedar, but it's a little bit more rigid. So you have more volume. It can handle a heavier attack and just give you more dynamic range than cedar often can. But that response is going to be a darker, mellow, overtone-rich response that you're getting from Sinker Redwood. And so when you play with a light touch, it's extremely dynamic, and it doesn't require a lot of energy to really reward you as a player with a lot of tone and sound. But you can dig into it with a pick, and it's not going to break up or be overwhelmed. Koa is one of these great all-around tone woods, and usually when you listen to comparisons of it, or a description of its tone, it's a comparison. It's like, well, it kind of sounds like mahogany, but it also has a little bit of maple and it also has a little bit of rosewood. So effectively what people are saying is it's taken a lot of these qualities from other tone woods that we like, and it's put them in a particularly beautiful piece of tone wood. So you're going to get a lot of that strong mid-range from mahogany. You're going to get a brightness and snap that you'd experience with rosewood, and you're going to get a certain type of transparency in the upper register like you'd get with maple, but overtones that neither maple or mahogany would have that is more akin to rosewood, and a mid-range that's more of a low mid, so there's a bit more bass response to it. Paired together, it's a really nice combo.
Yeah. It's just a special one, and we only got two.
Limited is really limited in this case.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I got to play it. It's an absolute joy to play. I played two other really nice guitars today, but there's absolutely nothing that's coming close to this for a while, I already know. So check it out, a little bit with the finger picking, a little bit with the flat pick. It's a beautiful guitar. Hope you dig it.
So there you have it, Cooper's demo of the Taylor 914 CE limited edition with Sinker Redwood top and koa back and sides. This is one of those limiteds that really is limited and really fits the description that I often use, where you're getting like a custom shop level guitar without having to pay a custom shop price. Because if you ordered a custom Taylor and you're like, you know what, I really love a 914, but I want it with sinker Redwood and koa back and sides, the price would be much higher. Every single thing's an option. That's just how that works. So when they do a limited edition, it allows you to get something truly special at, as much as it sounds funny, at a guitar that's expensive like this, a value.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I'm trying to think of certain customs that we've spec'd out, and it always comes out that way, that there's just these little extra fees and stuff. This is the price of any given custom shop guitar. I mean, it's an expensive guitar, but it's less expensive than it would be if you were to spec it out yourself.
Yeah.
And it just came out beautifully. We haven't even seen the second one that we got. I know that it's just as good, but I love that, like, all the different colors of this sinker top and everything. It's got so much red in there, the gold, all the flex that you talk about.
Yeah, what I always love is if you kind of get it at an angle, there's mineral deposits from it sitting at the bottom of a river, and you can see those kind of glisten in the lights. It's really cool.
It plays off the abalone really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
shimmers.
It's special.
Yeah. So if you want more information about these guitars, again, we only have 2 that we were able to get our hands on at this time. You want to go to our website, which is
alamomusic.com/Taylor guitars.
So you can check out all of the Taylor guitars we offer. You can find this one, check the availability, get photos of it. You can visit with somebody about financing offers. And we have a great kind of bonus opportunity right now. If you're watching this at the end of 2022 in the holiday season, Taylor's doing a Get One Gift One campaign. So you could purchase this guitar. You could purchase an Academy series and up and add a baby Taylor starting at $99, or a GS Mini, even up to a GS Mini Koa, for a huge reduction in the typical price. It really is kind of like a BOGO, a buy one, get one deal.
Yeah.
And if you don't need it yourself, then you buy yourself a lovely gift in the 914 CE Limited, and you take that GS Mini and you give it as a gift this holiday season. I'd like someone to give me this as a gift this holiday season.
Yeah, you keep the GS Mini, and then you
Just
gift this to Chris.
Yeah.
It's still a great value.
Yeah. Yeah, when this was coming in, would you say, like, that's a Chris McKee guitar?
Absolutely. Dude. I know you spec'd this one out before.
Oh, it's just absolutely beautiful. So that's the deal. Now, I always say the best guitar in the world is the one that you're playing. I really, truly mean that. But if it happens to be this guitar, that's even better. If you're new to our channel, make sure you subscribe, turn on notifications, and like our videos, and keep coming back for more. We'll see you next time.